Yo, yo, yo. Power Plays Palace. We back again. Back again. So let's take a look at the chart today. Well, we didn't do a video on Friday. So we're going to take a look at the SPY chart and see what it did on Friday and then go into everything else. So on Friday, the SPY had been pretty much consolidating most of the day at pre-market, and then it started to break down. It opened up here at 752.31. It got as high as 752.81. Pulled down to 748. Then it came back to 751, back to 749. So we got some more consolidation. And then at around 11 o'clock, SPY went from 750 to 743. Then it consolidated to 2 p.m. And then from 2 p.m. it went from 744 down to a low of 735.53. And then from there it worked its way back up before closing the day at 737.40. So depending on how you played on Friday, with SPY going from 752 down to 735. That's a huge number. So you could have played puts on Friday a lot of different times and you would have been correct a bunch of times up until probably about 3:15 when you got some pullback. But anytime before that, if you bought puts, I mean, you should have got a nice return on investment. Because just from the 750 to 743 was great. Then from 744 down to 735, and the people that held that from 752 down to 735, y'all probably had a huge day. So SPY don't usually move like that, but that's a huge move on the SPY. With that being said, let's look at the chart for today on the SPY. What we'll be looking at is SPY kind of. Matter of fact, let me take this chart down for a second, let y'all see something. So in the pre-market, what SPY did, it closed the day. It went all the way down overnight to 733.48 in the pre-market, and it closed rather at 734.85. But in the pre-market, it got up to 730.917 to start out. That's a $5 move, and it's been working its way sideways. And then it started to work its way up. But currently right now at 830. It's a little bit higher than what I have on my chart, 743. But that's because as we start to put this stuff together, what the SPY do? It starts to come up. So, alright. So now let's look at the chart for today. Alright, so what we have here is yesterday's high was 752.81 and the low was 735.53. Our pre-market high is 743.35 to 738.45. So looking kind of bullish right now with that gap up. So what we'll be looking for is a breakout long above 743.35, entry around 743.50 to 744.20. With a stop below 741.50, targets being 747, 750, and 752.81. And if we get a pullback and then a bounce pullback before it goes up, if it decides to go up, we'll be looking for an entry around 738.50 to 739.50. With a stop below 736.80, targets being 741, 743.35, and 747. On the bearish side, we're looking for a rejection short near 743.35. That means if it goes up here in this pre-market high and rejects, entry around 743 to 743.80, stop above 745.50, target 740.50, 738.45, and 735.50. And that's if it fails to push past the pre-market high. With a breakdown short below 738.20, 737.50. With our stop above 740.20, target being 735.53 733.50 and 732. And that's if we can't maintain on the pre-market side. We're gonna look to see if we're gonna be biased above 743.35. We're gonna be bearish below 738.45, and then we'll go from there. Because the way the market's set up with that, man, when you have that gap up, man, it can be something else. Because you never really know. There's so much news popping up and down. It's a Monday coming out the weekend. You don't know what the volume going to look like at the end of that stuff. So we're going to see. But in the meantime, that's where we are with this. And we're going to go with this. And let's just do what we do today. Hey, stay disciplined to your stop trade plan, man. Do not deviate from your trade plan. Play your levels and set your stop losses. If it don't work out, then, cut your losses and move on. But do not force a trade and do not put yourself in a bad situation. And that's our trade plan for today, man. You can see what the market's doing. Even right now, it's already on push past my level. So we could be headed back up toward the 750 range easily. Because with all that momentum that came out with that push down, could come back. So let's see what happens and let's go from there, man. It's Power Plays Palace, man. Y'all have a good one, man. But we out for the day. Let's see it. We're coming back tomorrow.